Good day. This is the Binary Geek, and today I want to talk about something that is quite important in terms, especially when it comes to passing your FTMO challenge and everything and get into the verification stage. There is one thing that I think that most traders do because I do know people that personally do it and they get burnt, but I've been lucky so far not to. Well, I've got burnt, but just not to the extent of certain people. But I want to talk about managing your risk and not moving your stop loss deeper into the red and the effect that losing a trade like that when you move your stop loss deeper into the red and the effect that that could have on your chances of passing your FTMO count. So I'm going to be going down here and we're looking at our trades. Okay, my I wanted to risk like 5%, like 0.5% of my account on each trade. So, that was the plan, and I was doing that quite fine, for the most part. And then it came to this trade right here, okay? This GBP JPY trade, this GJ trade right here, this is a buy 10 lot trade, okay? And I lost what? 400 1,459.55 euros, okay? And that was my fault. I was supposed to only lose about 500 on this particular trade right here, okay? Maybe 450 or so on this particular trade. But what had happened is that I believe that price was doing a liquidity grab, and this trade, mind you, this trade was up like it was up like 800, okay? So I should have already had taken some profits off of the table, but I didn't. But, what I'm trying to say is that it is very important for you not to mess with your stop loss unless you're moving it at break even or into profit. If you're moving your stop loss further into the red, that is not a good thing and it doesn't help in the long term. So with this trade, had I only lost 459.55, this is an extra $1,000 on my account, so an extra $1,000 is missing from off of my account. So right now, instead of being in profit 4,160.94 euros, I I could have been up like 5,160.94 euros. And you may not notice it at the time, but if you journal properly, because I was actually going through my journal when that happened, okay? So I did it like 3 times. So I'm gonna go and try and find the second time I did it, I think I lost like 900 something. Okay, this trade right here, this GJ trade right here, this was actually a mistake in terms of calculating my pips and my risks and everything. That was my mistake, okay? So, I wasn't too pissed about it or anything like that, but, calculate your shit properly, man. If you calculate your risk properly, you would, this is like extra 100 and something dollars that's missing, but no big deal. That was minimal or minimum or whatever you want to call it, okay? So fine. Okay, this trade right here, this GBP USD trade right here, I was supposed to only lose like $500 from off of it, okay? Like 550 the most, okay? If I include my spread and everything, okay? But then I ended up losing 966.36, okay? Now that is like an extra 400 that is supposed to be on my profits that's not in my profits, all right? So and that is because I kept messing around with my stop loss, moving it back, thinking that price would go eventually go in my favor, and it never did. you know I think I did that once or twice and it worked out, and that's why I started doing it. But I should not have. I have more experience than that. And then this other trade right here, this was the big one. This was the one that really screwed with me, okay? This GBP JPY trade, I was down, you know, uh, I kept moving the stop loss again, hoping, praying that the trade would go in my favor. And I kept moving the stop loss in the red until I ended up being down $2,596.49. Yo, that is some messed up shit. That is some messed up shit, yo. So if I take those two trades, right? Say they come up to 3,000, okay? The last two trades. This one right here, this trade right here, the GBP JPY and the GBP USD, these two trades right here, that's and say we're up 5,160, even though when we count the other one that we weren't supposed to let happen, okay? That's an extra what? 3,000, 4,000, like $3,000, okay? I could have just needed like one trade to pass the FTMO account, but instead now I'm actually down, okay? And I have like 1 week to pass this shit. And so what had happened is after that, I actively made up my mind that I'm going to trade like 1% or like 0.95 or 0.90% of my account, right? And this is the trade like right after that day. The first one I lost, okay? Second one was a win. Third one was a win. The GBP USD, that was a good win. That was a good trade. This was a good trade as well, okay? And then GBP JPY, okay, we stuck to our trading plan. We lost $759 instead of some ridiculous amount. The US cash again, this was a good win, and these other wins right here. What happened is price was consolidating and shit like that, and I just decided that yo, let me just get out of these trades rather than risk having. And then price did eventually go against me in one of them and go with my position if I hadn't closed it out in in the other one. I can't remember exactly which one. I'd have to open up my laptop again and look at my journal, but it's quite important for you to understand that you should not be messing with your stop losses, okay? Don't mess with them. Just, you know, just other than to bring it to break even, you should not mess with it, okay? I mean, there are a couple of other trades here that I mentally messed up. Like they were like huge in profits, but I just wanted to let the trade run, went to sleep or some shit like that, and came back and my stop loss was triggered. But what I'm saying is that you just gotta stay focused, yo. Don't do shit that will harm you in the long run. These trades right here, these three trades right here that I lost, these are trades that will harm me in the long run. So I have to mentally block this shit out now, number one, and then I have to take the precaution not to do shit like that again. You understand what I'm saying? So it damages you psychologically as well as it it just messes with your head. So I'm just saying that take your time, breathe, and just accept your loss or cut the trade short and manage your risks the appropriate way. If you see price starting to move, maybe you could close half, and then if price come back in your favor, then you break even or something like that. You understand what I'm saying? But moving your stop loss deeper into the red, that is some bullshit. So I just wanted to say that I'm not going to jump on any charts or anything like that today, but this is quite important in terms of not only passing your FTMO challenge, you know, but in terms of even your own personal account. I mean, my win rate on my personal account is actually higher than this. On my personal account, my win rate is like 80, and on my FTM account, it's like 61 point something percent. And my profit factor is like 1.30. And the only reason it's so low because my profit factor was all the way up to like 3 point something. The only reason that's so low is because of these three trades that I took that I moved the stop loss deeper into the red rather than keeping it where it was and just accepting the loss. If you don't accept the loss, then you will you'll end up taking a worse loss than you would have. So that is quite important, and I just wanted to talk about that for a little while. And hopefully next week I could pass this trade. I'm only gonna take some like high percentage potential setups next week. And I'm going to be monitoring my charts a little bit more, scanning for setups, because I only have a few days to pass on this specific account right here. So I'm just going to just do what I got to do. Okay? Now, you all guys had a great day, and if you want to subscribe, subscribe. If you don't, then well, you don't. If you want to leave a like, leave a like. If you don't, you don't. If you want to share, share. If you don't share. I just appreciate that you're here watching this video, and thank you.